Good morning! Next video on using our resources well, and that is don't overcook. Okay, totally pot calling the kettle black here because I am the worst overcooker ever. Terrible at this. I always make too much food. And ultimately, while that can result in leftovers for the next day for lunch, sometimes they get used and sometimes they don't. It's okay for me if I have leftovers enough for one day's food, but when I have so much food cooked up that not only is there lunch for the next day, but the next 2 or 3 days, I've just gone too far because by that time nobody's going to want it again, and people get worn out on it and they're like, I don't want that, I'm so tired of that. So that causes a problem. Sometimes you can just pop that excess into the freezer, but of course not everything freezes well. My husband asked me the other day with our morning eggs, he's like, you're really giving me too many. He said, Girl, grant you, I always wanted that many. He said, but I really need to eat less because we're trying to be good and do a little bit better. Even though that's a good low carb food, you can still have too much. So he's like, just make me a few less of a morning. And I'm like, yes, I'm guilty of that because some mornings I'm having excess left in the pan. Sometimes I'll make them for everybody and then the kids get up and then maybe we decide to let them have something like oatmeal or something like that, and then I have ended up with too many eggs and I'm like, well, I'll just put them in the fridge. And you have good intentions, but ultimately it causes food waste if not everything's not being used and used properly. So that is another thought with your using your resources well, is don't overcook. Certainly you don't want to undercook, but in some ways maybe a slight undercooking would probably be better for most of us because most of us aren't suffering too much from not enough food. Most of you watching this video probably have the same problem we do and are overcooking a bit. So try to watch about doing that. That way you don't have too much food waste. Have a blessed day.